I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. That is just the best drop I've ever made. Is it the best drop in drum and bass ever? Maybe. Is it the best drop that I've ever made? Certainly. I made a fatal error with this video because I only did like 8 bars, but it was enough to make me wish that I had just recorded the whole thing. Ultimately, where we end up is here. Like, holy moly, that is a bit of me right there. I do want to give a special shout out to those subscribers who comment on all of my videos, always saying very positive things. I think you guys probably know that you're on the ground floor of the greatest YouTube channel to ever exist, but I am very humbled by your support. So thank you for, everything that you've been doing over the past couple of months. Cool, well, without further ado, let's jump into this video. It's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, looking forward to showing you guys. First of all, what I do want to do is give a shout out to a guy called Skepta. It's how I learned a lot of my own sound design, and it was all about how do you create these kind of weird and wonderful sounding growls using, it's this quite complicated looking chain that you've got here. It's actually not that complicated. What it does do is allow you to create things like this. The way that I personally like to use these is to accent the sub. All I've done is I basically just cut and paste little sounds and swells. With the sub, you might have all of these great sounds, but if they're not positioned in the right way, then they're going to sound really bad, or not as good as they could be. So one thing that I'd recommend that you do to begin with, one sound on the first beat and then a slightly different sound on the 4th beat. What that sounds like is this. Okay, and then you're basically just going to repeat that pattern, usually with the same on the first for the consistency. But then you can see here, I've basically got different sounds on the 3rd or 4th, whatever it is. You know what I'm trying to say. So in the context of the song, it sounds like this. And then what you want to do is you almost want to replicate that idea on whatever beat this is and whatever beat this is. So all I have here, just a really, really tiny little tail. I found another one that reversed it, that then sucks it back in. And you can see I basically just repeated that across all of these here. So 1, 4, and then some little bits and pieces in the middle. But we've got the vibe there. There's like these little kind of like swell ins, and then it drops and it pauses like here. You know what I mean? It goes the boom, which I love. So in terms of some of the effects that we've got going on with these guys, it really is a bit of thermal, and the thermal is going to be, by the way, the same on all of them, and overdrive. So the overdrive is going to be the same on all of them. The way that you do that is you just start with your top one, and then you basically have all of these on the same line. So you create this sort of like one lining, like, yeah, I'm happy with these effects. And then all you do is you just duplicate it, take some of the sounds out. So these two sounds are the same. And then you just apply slightly different effects to it. And in doing so, it gives you that nice cohesion within your song. And it also gives you variation through using those effects. So in terms of the automation, it's very, very simple stuff. So on these, without that, it doesn't have that nice sort of swell effect. So all I've done is I've enabled some reverb with a decent amount of decay, and then I've just basically automated a tail in the bar after the sound plays. So basically it plays, drops, and then comes back up again. So if we play it with these two together, so it goes da da wah like that, rather than just going wub wah, which I didn't want. I've done exactly the same here, but on some of these samples, what I've done is I've applied that same effect, but in the actual sample itself, because we then maybe want to contain where the reverb is to create that little bit of space, maybe even to allow the track to breathe. So if we just hear this bit on its own, there's nothing really going on in this section, so it's allowing the sub to come through. It's also allowing the track to breathe a little bit, but it's fattening the sound up as we go. Yeah, we have some slightly different variations of those. So this one here is just a bit bigger because we have a slightly bigger sound. This one is a bit longer because this is where we're then getting into the kind of the business end of this 16 bar loop. And what I wanted to do is just bleed it into these sounds a little bit more because it was sounding a little bit sort of disjointed. So all together, you can hear that it just kind of nicely brings it into that. And then outside of that, what other effects have we got going on? Yeah, we got this Munich thing. I don't even really know what this is. If someone in the comments can let me know, if you know, then that would be great. I've done some pretty similar stuff here. So basically this Munich sound, this Munich effect, I think what it does is it just adds harmonics, I think. I just basically clicked on a load of shit and added it in. So without this, sounds like that. A bit flat. That just gives it a bit more body. Now, one thing I'd just really recommend that you guys do is experiment. Whilst you may be wanting to go through and said, oh, Isaac did this and Isaac did that, and you know, Isaac's really good looking and successful, whilst all of that is accurate, experiment. So like in your hybrid reverbs, for example, you'll find some really, really cool stuff in here that if you were to apply those effects to it and then just start literally just move stuff up and down with your mouse until it sounds good. If you do that enough times, eventually it will sound good. So that's my monologue there. That's the top bass, that's the sub. But now what we want to do is we want to create some variation because we don't want this just to be 32 bars of exactly the same thing because no one wants to listen to that. What I do want to change is some of the elements going on with the sub bass. I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate that, delete all of this out, and then copy this down, and then just see what we can come up with. If I don't like it, I've got the original here. So let's find out together, shall we? So I did something earlier, which was on the 2-bar loop. I think I made that like a bar. I think it's a little bit much. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to just have that as its own. But what we are going to do is we're going to maybe not even have the sub layer actually. Yeah, that sounds good. We can do more though. So one of the things that you can do if you're FMing from B is you can change things like the octaves. So let's put that up to like 2. Nice. That sounds super, super cool. Bit much. I wonder what it's like on 2 bars. Like that. Big, big, big fan of that. I'm actually just going to freeze this so I can implement them here. And I do want to cut out a lot of this low end as well. What I want to do here is I want the breakdown to be like a bit melodic. Well, not melodic, but softer. So basically what we're doing here is we're going like, oh wow, that's a dirty drop. And then we get to this bit. It's like, wow, that's really heating up. But then the DJ wants to probably start transitioning this into a different song. So that's when you have this. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. But then this little guitar bit here is gonna give us like a nice little transition into the next bit. So the listener knows that even more stuff is about to go down. What is this vocal? It's a bit much. I wonder actually if we did this. Oh, that first bit could sound nice. I want it to go like da, 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 da. Maybe we want that to be echo instead. Let's find out, shall we? What's that in then? Quarter note, show automation. We'll do exactly the same, but we'll do it like this. And I do want to cut out some of that low end as well. It's rather harsh, actually, I must say. Yep, that sounds dope. I think there's just like another hat that's needed, just or like a little sort of perk or something like that. Never underestimate the power of a hat. Just from that first bit here at 16-bar loop has enabled us to create this sort of fully fleshed out song. So now it's just a case of cutting and pasting and seeing what sounds good, really. That's all we're doing now. So let's get rid of these, for example. Right, so now what we need to do is we need to do an intro, which is cool. And the intro is going to be quite simple. We just need like a drone. Guys, I did it, okay? If you've been watching this channel for a long time, you know that what happens is I start making a song and then I stop making it, can't stop thinking about it, and then end up having a fully completed song and then say, oops, I did it again. So I was going to start making it again last night and I thought, no, my subscribers are craving more. They need this content to see them through, which, you know, is nice. But I decided to just listen to the song and just write down some notes. Maybe I'll bring that up on the screen now. and basically what to do next. Now, I know that my handwriting is horrendous, but how it reads from top to bottom is hi-hats at intro, no drums for 32 bars. Bass mid at drop, no low atmosphere. Sub on intro, 32 to 48 bars. Impact and downers at the breakdown. Remove perks at the second drop. And a longer sub line. Yeah, I know exactly what that means. And then a perk ride on the 48, drop 1 and 2. Now, what I want to do is I want to go through these point by point. Maybe I'll even have some sort of animation that goes ding when we've done them. So the first thing is hi-hats at the intro, no drums for 32 bars. So let's see if that would actually sound good. Already sounding like minimal. It just immediately sounds better. Ding! Points for me. Bass mid at drop, no atmosphere. And we need something low in there. So here again, sub, ding, on, ding, intro, ding. Ding. So that means that we now need to low pass both of these, which no low on atmosphere. That's a half ding. Ding. Oh, that was it. Bass at mid drop. Ding. Now brings me on to the bit that I was really excited about, which was remove the percussive elements, barring the drums at the beginning. Because I was listening to this, and I thought it could just hit harder. I know that sounds impossible to even fucking conceive, but I think it can. Okay? So we're going to do it. I'm going to keep these guys, get rid of those, get rid of that, get rid of that. What I'm thinking it's going to sound like is it's going to go boom. And then because of these bits there, it's going to suck it back into just a fucking annihilatory subline. Let's do it. I'm so excited. Come on, man. Come on. It could be better. It could be better. Maybe it just needs this little hat. The sub needs to change as well. The high end is just a little bit too much. So I'm just going to shave some of the overall high end down. Maybe that needs to get pushed to here. That was it. That was it. It's the automation had to go to here. Ding. The one that we can do now is we can just get like a ride cymbal. So that's so quiet. But you can hear it's just sort of like filling the sound out a little bit. Ding. What I'll do now is I'll play the song from start to finish, and yeah, you can get back to hopefully making some music and hopefully some minimal drum and bass that you can send to me so that I can listen to it. This was such a great gift. Throw your gang signs up. So I had a favourite comment from this week, which was from Scorps ZD&B UK, and it goes, "Mo fire, bad wire, blaze it higher, woi or woo or something like that." That wins comment of the week this week. Maybe that'll be a regular thing. So if you want to appear on the greatest channel of all time, make sure you do leave a comment down below, and you have to be subscribed as well. So you might want to hit that subscribe button. Anyway, have a great day. Thank you very much.